how do you open your heart? I've had that question asked by many people, and I've kind of hesitated to make that video because I don't really know how to answer that. I myself struggle with opening my heart. Now, I have opened my heart. I have felt that great love when you connect to Source or God or the divine. But how do you get there? I don't know. And once you do connect and feel your heart open, it's not going to always be like that forever. And so sometimes you struggle a little bit to get it the next time. So why is it important to open the heart? Well, the heart is your center that keeps you aligned. It is what attracts what you want in your life to you. And it's your life force, really. If you stay tuned, I'll put the timestamp below. At the end of this video, or towards the end of this video, I'm going to do a little exercise with you to help open up your heart. If you've already watched this video, you can go ahead and just skip ahead to that. But anyway, so signs that your heart is closed, that's pretty easy. It's just like you kind of feel disconnected with other people. You don't seem to be connected as much, maybe not as happy as you feel that you need to be. You know, you may feel your heart is open and you're like, well, I don't feel that great feeling. I don't feel disconnected from the world or whatever. But if you can't feel that feeling of open heart, then there's something holding you back. Why is your heart closed? And that is pretty self-explanatory in a way. You've probably had some kind of a trauma in your life, or you've had something that happened to you maybe when you were really little where you lost trust in your mom because she did something that, I don't know, what little kids might hold against their parents. Or maybe a kid picked on you in the playground and it closed up your heart a little bit more. Maybe you've gone through relationships where you're just like, oh, you know, this I don't feel like I can open my heart to other people. I'm not ready for another relationship. And if you ever heard about heart walls, you may have some kind of a heart wall, and just think of like a brick wall around your heart, and it's preventing things from coming in to hurt it. But really, why do you need those heart walls? Is it really protecting your heart from getting hurt? You open up your heart and what? You probably feel better. And there's not really a reason that they need to be there, but they are there. And you can gently talk to them and ask them to come down. I know it sounds weird, but when you do meditation, it is all about intentions. And so if you imagine a wall around your heart, imagine it coming down. Now, don't bust it down because it's there to protect you for some reason. And you need to kindly ask it to please come down so I can help open up my heart. And you may have to do this a little bit in some of your meditations, or you can do a meditation on your own. Some of what I think I struggle with, and you may think I'm crazy. Some of you may experience this, but I've talked to, I don't know if it's considered my higher self or a spirit guide or whatever it was, but I felt like presence was around me, and I asked them how I can keep all my healing, and they said, believe. And I said, is there anything else? And they said, I think it was like, open up your heart or something like that. And I said, how do I do that? And they said, love yourself. And when I heard that, then I knew I don't fully love myself. I know the first time that I did the Love the Life You Love meditation, I really struggled with that one. And after I did that, I was scared to look at myself in the mirror. But then when I did look at myself in the mirror, I smiled. I have noticed now when I watch some of my videos back and I kind of look and I'm like, wow, you know, I'm proud of myself. I've always kind of not been that way. I've not been proud of myself, or I don't know, there's something about me, and I'm sure a lot of you probably struggle with that. You don't like the way you look or the way you talk or something. And something that can help to open up your heart with that, and it probably will be hard, is some kind of mirror work. And that basically means you stand in front of the mirror and you talk to yourself. Yeah, you sound crazy, but in meditation, you're basically talking to yourself in your head, right? So you're doing this in front of you. And I think it's harder to see yourself and to do that than to just be in your head and do it. If you're familiar with affirmations, those are things like I am. You say I am in front of them. And you say things like I am happy, I am joyful, I am thankful, I am grateful. I love myself. I love you. Look at yourself in the mirror, say, I love you. And you might find it's actually hard to come out, or you may actually feel a little pit inside your heart when you say, I love you to you in your mirror. Have you ever said that to somebody else? Like you might have said, I love you. Or even if you said, I hate you, you kind of feel this something in your heart. It's that energy shaking because you verbally have said it and something has triggered in your brain. It's connected with your heart. It's crazy how it's all connected like that. So in the Dr. Joe meditations, that's where I think a lot of you guys struggle, is like, well, in these heart meditations, I can't like feel my heart. I can't open it up. Well, if you've watched any of my videos where I talk about like trying to focus on your energy centers or something, that's really what you're doing, is where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So you place your attention on your heart. And the breathing in, breathing out part that he has you do is really good, where he has you imagine breathing into your heart, hold it, and breathe out and hold it. That is actually really good. And if you're familiar with heart math, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you really need to look into heart math. The Heart Math Institute, you can go to their website and they have a lot of exercises and stuff that you can do there. And Dr. Joe actually worked with them for a while in some of their studies and different things like that. But the Heart Math Institute is all about opening up your heart. And they have an exercise where they do that, where they have you kind of breathe into your heart. And they want you to just imagine something, like something that makes you happy, whether, you know, it could be a loved one. It could be just you out on a beautiful vacation out in the woods in your bare feet, a beautiful little kitten, something that makes you happy. And while you're trying to open up your heart, you think that happy thought and it helps you to feel happier. I'm going to have you do this exercise here in a minute. When we do it, what I want you to do is I'm first going to ask you to focus on finding a spark inside your chest. And that spark is really your inner spark, your love, your heart. That's what you're looking for. And I want you to kind of search around for that. And then I'm going to have you do kind of what Dr. Joe has and breathe in and breathe out. But when you breathe in, what I want you to imagine is, I want you to imagine when you're breathing and you're breathing in light. If you want to imagine it coming in through your nose, or if you want to imagine your heart center opening up and lights coming into it. Some people like to imagine like a rose. You can do something like that, a rose or something opening up. If you want to imagine a green light, because if you know about the chakras, people always associate the heart chakra with green. And what's interesting about that is when you look at your centers, you have 7 centers, right? So your heart is in the middle of that. How many colors are in a rainbow? 7. What color is in the middle of the rainbow? Green. Also, when you look at 7 keys on a keyboard, the middle note is the frequency that is what is in your heart. So all the 7s, it's really interesting how it all relates to the heart center. That's why I call it the center, because it is the center of everything. It brings everything together. Okay, so like I said, whenever you imagine that, and you can imagine like something opening up and letting light in, or a flower, or something. Some people imagine like a little vortex or something sucking in light. So when you breathe in, imagine light coming in. And then you just hold that, and you can imagine, if you want to imagine the ball of light getting bigger inside of you, and then breathe out if you want to. What I imagine, anytime I breathe in, I'm breathing in something good. Anytime I breathe out something bad. Basically, I want to get rid of something. So I imagine just like, you can just breathe out if you want to, or if you want to imagine breathing out any negative energies or any energy in there that you just don't want. So, I'm going to play a little bit of music, and like I said, I'm going to start with your finding that spark, and then the breathe in, breathe out, and just try to listen along and try to do what I ask, okay? So first, just go ahead and close your eyes, and I want you to just focus in. It doesn't have to be right where your heart is. It doesn't have to be in the middle of your chest, but just look around inside, somewhere inside of you, somewhere in the middle of your chest. Could be off to the left, could be off to the right, it could be a little higher or lower, but somewhere there in the middle, I want you to find a little spark, a little ball of light or something. If you're struggling with this, that's okay. Just keep looking, see if you can find it. If If you found it, that's great. If you haven't, that's okay. Just keep your focus on the middle of your chest. And now what I want you to do, I want you to slowly breathe in through your nose. As you breathe in, imagine your heart is opening up. You can imagine light filling it. Hold it. You can open up that center more if you want. Make that light brighter or bigger. Breathe out. If you want to let out negative energies, you can do that, or just breathe out. Now breathe in again and breathe in light. Hold it. Imagine that ball of light getting big. Breathe out. Release anything that doesn't serve you. Let's do it again. Breathe in. Breathe in that light and hold it. Imagine a green ball of light just getting bigger. Now breathe it out. Now this time I want you to imagine, you can pause for a minute here, you can breathe normal. I want you to imagine something that makes you smile. So you can imagine a cute little fluffy kitty. You can imagine your husband, your child, a place that you love being out in the sun, hitting your face, anything that, just think of what you want to think of right now. And kind of get that picture of that in your head. And this next time when you breathe in, I want you to just think of that, especially when I want you to hold it. I want you to think that picture in your head, okay? All right, here we go. Breathe in. Think your happy thought and hold it. Imagine that beautiful thought in your head. And breathe out. Keep thinking that beautiful thought. Breathe in again and hold it. Think that thought. See that picture. And as you're doing this, focus on your heart center. Breathe out. Breathe in again. Think that beautiful thought. Focus on your heart center. Breathe out. One more time. Let's breathe in and think that beautiful thought. Breathe in and hold it. Think that beautiful thought. Now I want you to smile. Smile. Now breathe out. But I want you to hold that smile if you can, okay? That's something that I've noticed in my meditations, is if I smile, it helps to lift up my spirit. And even just doing that with you guys, it didn't like, I didn't do it full out, but I just realized it calmed me, and it did help me to center my heart a little bit more. So when you are struggling in those meditations to try to open your heart, try to imagine those things like opening up your heart with a ball of light, a flower, something opening up. When you breathe in light, and imagine that light is kind of filling you inside. And think that happy thought if you need to, if you're struggling. And if you can't feel your heart opening up, that's okay. With more and more practice, your heart will eventually open up. Doing blessings of the energy centers helps to get all of that energy that's stuck down in those lower centers and bring it up to your heart. So work on doing the blessings of the energy centers and work on opening your heart, and you can do that. I did one this morning and I was struggling with it. Now I did it and I'm okay. I guess this morning I had other thoughts on my mind and I really couldn't get into it. So don't think that you did it, you've done it several days in a row, you just can't get it. It's okay. It's okay. Just jump right back in and do it, okay? It's never going to be perfect every time, okay? Another suggestion I have for you, if you want to do things to kind of lift up your spirits, we talked about the color green. If you want to do more things around the color green, wear green. If you want to eat green things, it'll help to lift your mood instead of eating lots of beige and brown and stuff like that. You know, lots of people just eat that kind of food. It's boring. Green kind of lightens up your spirit. Something else that's really interesting is singing and dancing, okay? Music can really affect your heart, okay? I've noticed that. I can't listen to a lot of the old music that I used to listen to. I can't listen to heavy metal, rock, those down and country songs that kind of bring you down. No, it brings my heart down. It brings my spirit down. Listen to a lot of like upbeat dance, happy music, and it'll help you feel happy. And while you're listening to it, bust out in song. Bust out in dance moves or something. Do it in the car, do it in your bedroom, whatever. And what I've noticed is that when my heart doesn't feel open, I don't feel like singing. I don't feel like dancing. If you're one of those people like, no, I'm not going to dance, whatever. It's different. Like if you've ever been to a Dr. Joe event, you may be one person that's like, oh, no, I can't dance, but you get there and you're just like, you might even wiggle a little bit or something because your heart is opening up. So if you do that, things like that can just help lift your spirit. Anything to lift your moods. Smiling. Don't force it, but if you just say, I should smile. Just put a little smile. Just try it out, okay? Thank you very much.